Hey, you guys. It's Ali. Welcome back to my channel. I am your eccentric slow mad. You guys, today I am in an apartment. I just relocated today. Um, I have not been on in a while live because it's been a hectic last week, and I'm coming to my end in being in Turkey. But I wanted to share a little bit about some of the attractions. I have a video that I'm posting for you guys, but I haven't been able to post it. But I wanted to come on and share a few things with you all that I have learned along my journey thus far in the three cities that I have been visiting, you guys. Give me 1 second, I'm going to check something. But I have I have a good video for you all to see, just showing how to move about or how I was moving about, and it wasn't necessarily the most fluid way, but because I have time to make mistakes. So the video that I'm working on getting posted for you all is going to show you some of the mishaps and mistakes that I've made, so you guys don't actually have to make them yourselves. So I'm going to show you in that video. It's going to show metro ride, tram ride, and bus ride. The only thing missing will be the ferry, which I plan to do this week. It's been somewhat gloomy in the last week. Yesterday we had actually a really nice day. Today it's a little gloomy and chilly. So I thought I'd come on and chat with you guys because I have not actually done a live in the streets with you all in a minute. So anyway, if you guys are joining, let me know where you're joining from. If this is your first time, if you are new to the channel and you like travel content, information, as well as just fun on the go. A lot of times I do live vlogs as I'm walking around. If you're into that kind of thing, I have been to, I think I'm on country 37 or 38, something like that. But I've done quite a few cities in between, and that's kind of what I want to talk about today is some of the places that I've been since I've been here in the country, a couple places that I've been, and then just some of the stuff that I'm learning. I feel like every day, every week, I learn something new. And then, oh, one of the things I wanted to ask you guys, since I think last time I was on, I had a few Turkish followers and viewers on. So if you guys are here in Turkey or you've been to the country already, been visiting, which cities did you visit? I'm in Istanbul right now, but which cities did you visit, and which one, if you got a chance to see more than one, which I'm assuming if you flew into Istanbul and you've seen a couple, you've checked out a few other places. But let me know which city you like the best and why. If you could just a little snippet in the comment, that would be fantastic. So I'll probably make like a blog or something about this just so you guys have like a list reference of this. But I'm not sure how much I talked about this before in Antalya when I was there. But just moving around Antalya was super easy. So kind of I'm going to do the no, which is to compare two cities, but hey, they're in the same country, so I'm going to compare them. So I was a little shocked when I got to Izmir, and I could not access the tram and metro station the same way that I did in Antalya. So the entire country doesn't function the same across cities in terms of how you move about. They have very similar public transportation structure, which is actually really nice. I will say one of the plus things about Turkey is their transportation. Now, there's little caveats and nuances and things like that, but that's what I'm here for, to tell you about those things. Hey, you guys. Hey, Miraculous. A couple other people jumped on. Let me see. If I can't pronounce the name, I'm not gonna mess it up. So, welcome everybody. Let me know where you're watching from. But one of the things with the transportation, when you're traveling like I am and you don't have your own car, or you're not getting a car, you're not renting a car. Typically, we rent cars if it's a shorter vacation, but if you're planning on moving somewhere or you're staying long term, like 3 months, a lot of times you're not renting a car. Now, I will caveat to that, in Thailand, I did rent a motorbike for over a month, but that's different. It's a motorbike. It was like $50 for the whole month or something like that. But it's, I'm not going to rent a car here, especially, oh my gosh. I was warned that people in driving in Istanbul, or traffic in Istanbul, is crazy. And I don't know that it's crazy or it's just congested because of the way the city is made, built, I should say, not made. The way the city is built, it's I haven't figured it out. Normally I can figure out um I can figure out hey Stephen from Australia. Good day, mate. Normally I can figure out like the city structure and how it flows and where you can find certain things because they're kind of aligned. This is one of those places where it's like every 5 blocks it looks different, it feels different. It's almost like being in Chicago, kind of, where you have different neighborhoods and cultural groups and things like that. But it's got an interesting feel. It is somewhat unique in the way that it flows, the ebbs and flows, and I really, really mean ebbs and flows, because the entire city, you could be in the middle where you think, or the end close to the coast where you think you're going downhill, and the next minute you're going uphill. So it's designed, it's really interesting. I'm not really into architecture or development, but this is one city that's really got me questioning how it's made. So from that perspective, traffic can be quite horrendous. I think a couple days ago, and I actually should look this up, but a friend that I've met here, she was looking online to see how many people live in the city, and there's 15 million people. So we're trying to figure out if that city, just like within like a city limit, circumference area, or how big, how wide that 15 million stretches. If it's literally just in the Sultanate, and like the Taksim Big Loa, I'm saying it all wrong, but if you look on a map, it'll kind of make sense. Areas like there's this, what almost feels like a city circumference. That's crazy. And now it explains why it's so congested and why they have such a robust transportation system. So like I said, the video that I'm working on posting for you guys, you're going to see firsthand. Hey Chris, welcome to my channel. I am in Istanbul. So let me know if you guys have been here, if you aspire to come, and if you've been already, where you've gone and what you would suggest. No, not Hong Kong, although I've been to Hong Kong too. Hong Kong, I'm gonna say this, and I almost feel like Hong Kong transportation isn't. All right, I'm about to lie, because I arrived I was going to say Hong Kong's transportation isn't as bad as it is here, but I think it's just the way the cities are built. I don't recall being in Hong Kong and having a lot of, like, an old town, kind of, like a European old town. I don't remember having that in Hong Kong. Hong Kong was like all city, lots of subways, lots of underground stores and things like that, but it was primarily flat, except Victoria Peak, right? And is that accurate? Because that's the difference. I feel like Turkey definitely mimics European countries. It mimics Portugal in terms of the hills and mimics Italy. Well, yeah, Naples has a lot of hills. And Tuscany has lots of hills. It mimics Greece, Old Town area with all the hills and then like just the cobblestone streets and things like that. So it mimics those places a lot, but it's just the way that it's structured. And then when you top that with 15 million people, which again I don't know what the radius area is for that population count, but add in add in how many tourists, visitors, whatever, come here, or even visitors from other areas in Turkey. There's a street, there's a famous, the famous tourist, I call it a tourist street because it reminds me of streets like this in every other country. They have like a main road that most of the shops and stores and upscale stuff and, all of that you can find in like one area a lot of times. But I feel like this street is never empty, except probably the wee hours of the morning. Literally, rain or shine, it is packed. And the nice thing about the the city, I will say, and even the touristy areas is you feel like, for me, I feel like there is a nice mix. Hold on, you guys, I'm sorry. Let me turn my do not disturb on. Sorry about that. I feel like there's a nice mix of locals and tourists. Like it's kind of not super obvious, but you can kind of tell who is a local and who's a tourist for the most part. But it seems like there's a nice mix when you're walking around. So, you have a great opportunity to meet local people. Don't know, I was guessing based on the population you said. Oh, okay. Yeah, no. Hong Kong was an interesting mix, but I do like Hong Kong. And Hong Kong is it's a place that I would go back to for sure. Um, but it feels different than here. Hey, Mike, I am in Istanbul. Have you been? I've never been to Turkey, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, and Bahrain back in my Air Force days. Okay. So when you were in the Air Force, were you able to go and do any, I hate to say sightseeing and stuff when you were in the Air Force, because I think it's like you guys go places for different reasons, of course. But were you able to explore? Maybe that's a better word. Explore the city and different towns in some of those places. I have actually a friend. So we're more social media friends, but I have a friend who lives in Bahrain and swears by it, like they love it. Um, I've never been, so I don't have an opinion either way. But okay, so back to the transpo thing, because this is one of the things that I get a lot of questions about when people want to come and visit and they're interested in how to move about. If they want to stay long term, whether it's 1 month to 3 months or even longer, a lot of people want to know, how to kind of finagle about in the city. And today we learned, I moved to another apartment this morning, and we learned that while they have Airbnb, what is it? Uber, available, um, they don't really like it, which is something I was told. So in Antalya, one of the cities I visited, they don't use Uber. I mean, they have it, and I think you can more easily get it from the airport. But when you're in the city, most of the drivers won't accept Uber. So, but they have a much better system to me in terms of being able to call a taxi and access a taxi, as opposed to Istanbul. Which is really interesting. So I'll just lay this out and kind of explain, because I talked about this in another video, but I'll kind of recap. In Antalya, they have trams, historical trams, buses, there's no subway, and taxis. Buses, taxis, trams. Yeah. But the neat thing about, and technically Uber, but I don't know how much they use Uber, right? So they have ride services and things like that that you can book via other platforms like Viator, Booking.com, which is what I used when I arrived, and just in various other platforms, right? But they have this neat thing all over the city. Anywhere you go, first of all, they have cab stands everywhere. So you walk out of your apartment or out of a hotel, and there's a cab stand with all the cabs, and it's called taxi, TAKSI, literally taxi, right? So they have those. And then as you're walking along the street, or let's say you're on the promenade, or you're like following the coastline, you'll see these little boxes with a red button or green button, whatever. I'm not going to be explicit with the button color because it might be blue and you'll be like, it's not red. But they have a button with that says taxi on it, and you push the button and a taxi comes. It's like Uber, but with taxis. Some of the taxis do take credit. They do have like a credit swipe, but for the most part, I strongly suggest to always have cash, have the Turkish lira or euro with you. But that's what makes Antalya really, really nice, because in addition to quick and easy access for a taxi, which is how I got to the airport, I ended up walking out of my hotel and just pushed the button because my hotel offered a taxi shuttle for, I want to say it was 45 euro. You guys, it cost me $12 or $15 after conversion, 15 USD to get to the airport, but the hotel was charging like 45, which is kind of a regular price that they charge, right? So that was one of the nice things. The other thing about Antalya is the tram, or I should say Turkey in general, but Antalya has a tram that you can access with any credit card you have. You do not need to get a city metro card. So if you're only staying for a couple of days, or you're staying for a month or whatever, and you don't want to get a city card, you could just swipe your credit card at any turnstile where where you enter. They take your credit card, and it's 18 lira, at least that's what it is now, which is equivalent to almost around 50 cents USD, right? So that's Antalya. And then I went to Izmir, and I tried to go and use my card. I was only there for a couple of days, but the mobility was going to dictate how long I stayed. Well, once I got to Izmir, and I apologize, you guys, it's the time for the call for prayer right now. I know every time I go live, because my time is like 1:30, between 1 and 1:30, something like that, and there's the call to prayer, so I might end up changing my time slot. But hey, it's the time for everybody. If you pray, here you go. Here's your notification to do a little prayer. But anyway, when I went to Izmir, one of the things I wanted to do, because I knew my stay was going to be short, is I wanted to jump on their tram. I'm not sure if they have, yeah, they do have metro. So they have metro, they have tram, they have buses, tons and tons of buses. And Izmir is on the coast too, as well. And the thing that I quickly found out when I got to Izmir is they don't do the credit card thing. So you do have to buy a card. So I did not get a card. I did not get to ride the tram because I decided like the next morning I was going to leave and take the bus to my next city. So just FYI, what works in one place may not work in another. And conversely, I may have been able to use Uber better. I'm not quite sure. But when I was in Izmir, one of the cool things, I was at a hotel and I booked a bus trip from Izmir to Istanbul. And when you pay for it online, they offer a shuttle to the bus station. Okay, well, that's great, but you got to know how to get to the bus shuttle because they don't tell you the address of the bus shuttle. So I was online just trying to Google like the name of what it's called, but that didn't work. So I ended up asking the hotel staff where the bus stand was, and she pointed me in the direction, but obviously translation is a little bit different. So I went to go check it out before I took my bags and before the bus was expected to arrive and I was going to hop on, so on and so forth. So you walk around the corner and there's an area where I was anyway that has all of the vendors for the different bus companies. And I had already bought my ticket, so the first thing that caught my eye was the name of the bus company that I bought. And so I just happened to walk in and say, hey, is this where you pick up the shuttle? What time? He looked at my ticket. He was like, yeah, this is where you're going to come. And the shuttle comes and picks you up and it's included. It's free of charge, right? Which is fantastic. The thing is, what's interesting is, a lot of us, especially in the West, we're used to arrive 30 minutes early. Hey, Red Hulk, Green Hulk. You guys have some interesting names. One of the things that we do is, we want to arrive 30 minutes. There's a cat outside, y'all. I don't think anybody's hurting the cat, but the cat is out. Okay, let's just see. You guys, I always take you guys with me when there's something interesting happening. Let's see if we can see the kitty that's down here crying. You can hear the cat, but you can't see the cat. Y'all, I don't know where the cat is. The cat spitting bars. Yeah. But it's so funny, you guys, because cats sound like babies crying. So it always throws me off at first when I hear cats doing their little wailing thing. I don't know where the cat is. Anyway, hey, Karina. Welcome to my channel. Let me know where you guys are checking in from. So anyway, and I'm going to share a video. I think I did like a short of me walking over, but I didn't create a video. Y'all, I'm behind on videos, okay? What country am I in? I am in Turkey. I'm in Turkey. So anyway, I walk over, ask if this is where I need to be, and the guy said yes. So then I walked back out on my bags. And then made it over to this little area that it literally is, it's like a bus depot without it being a depot, so you wouldn't know unless someone told you. Said I heard two cats fight outside and it sounded like someone was getting they're very animated, if that's a word to use for cats that are either wanting something, want food. That's the way that they talk to you. Like they're coming up and they want, you got bags. They are smart enough to assume that you might have food. It's really just interesting. And this is a cat country. I think all of East Europe is cat country. If you guys remember some of my videos from Greece, it's definitely cat country. So anyway, ended up catching the bus, the shuttle to the bus, and we arrived like, I don't know, 5 minutes maybe before the bus was expected to leave. The bus wasn't even there, y'all. So, and I remember seeing a couple of other travelers say something similar, because they always tell you get there an hour early, 2 hours early, a half hour. Usually with buses, it's only like an hour, y'all. You 15 minutes and you're good. But I would suggest that only if you already have your ticket. Do you live in this place or a traveler? I am traveling. Yeah, I'm traveling. I'm just going to leave it at that. I have some cats on my roof, and at night they have a creepy sound. That's funny. Do you feed the cats? Because here cats do not starve at all. It's really smart. Any leftover food they put outside. I walked in one area that we were staying in the last couple of nights, and by the staircase, someone had just dumped a whole bunch of bread name is cats, dogs, whatever, shoot people if you want some, but I don't think, you know, the animals go hungry here at all, which is awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Check back because hopefully that video of me trying to find my way around town and getting lost on each side of the city will be posted. So please check back if you find time to do so. I appreciate you guys so much. So basically that was kind of how Izmir was, and it was easy to get on the bus, and buses are really, really nice, super clean, at least this bus company. So I'll share that with you guys as well, just in case you're interested, as well as the cost for the bus, because I actually don't even remember. It was low though, or inexpensive, I should say. And it was a 8 hour 8 hour 8 hour bus ride, because I ended up taking the bus to the last stop once I arrived in Istanbul, which I'm going to do a whole video on that because that was a mistake. And I'll explain to you why that was a mistake, but not this video. And then also, so then once I got to Istanbul, moving around Istanbul, and I got on my second day the Istanbul cart card, which I don't have with me, but it's a travel card, so it's like a little swipe card or whatever. Y'all know if you ride metro and the bus and stuff like that. So they are really good. They do have some buses that take coins, but for the metro there's nowhere to pay, so you have to have some sort of card to enter, and it's a nice system where you use the swipe to enter into the metro station basically. And then from there, you just get on the trams or the buses that you need, rather than getting on the actual bus or train and trying to find the little swipe thing. In Italy, they have the little boxes on the trams and metros, at least the ones that I was on in Tuscany. And those can be, because if it's super crowded, you can't really get over. But nobody checks, FYI. Nobody checks in Italy for whether or not you're legally on the spot. And I was on trains all over the place, jumping on trains, missing the ones I had pre-booked, and getting on other ones, and no one ever comes and checks, unless you're on a speed train, the like Trenitalia, something like that. Anyway, back to Turkey. What do you eat in Turkey? And did you try the ice cream there? Because it's delicious. All right. So thank you for saying that, because I have not had any ice cream here in Istanbul. I had gelato in Antalya, and it was good. I did have some gelato somewhere that was, you could tell when things have been old, like it's been sitting out and they just restir it. And I'm not talking about the guys who play with ice cream and play with you and do all that stuff. But I did have some really good gelato in the Old Town area when I was in Antalya. I have not had any here yet, so I will be doing that. I was going to get some the other day when the sun was out, but it's a little cold right now. So are you traveling on the cheap, or is this like an expensive trip? I am not on a trip. I live full-time abroad, so everything is about maintaining this lifestyle. Some of the things that I do share are on both spectrums. So I do share information. Hey there. I do share information for both types of travelers, but my primary focus is on long term. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate you. Are the people kind here? Yes, they actually really are. I've got some stories to share about just people in general, but yeah, what I have found is everyone's really kind, really nice, really generous, and helpful if they can be. So it's been nice from that perspective. Well, that sounds like a little hard. A little hard to do. I don't know what NGL is. What sounds hard to do? Thank you, Karina. Hey there, Sarah. How are you? Welcome to my channel. We're talking about Turkey and moving around. I'm now talking about Istanbul and how easy it is, how similar or dissimilar it is to the other two cities that I was in. The video that I'm going to share with you guys that has my day of adventure, because that's what we're going to call it. Good morning, Scar. It has my day, my adventure. And I literally was out that day from probably 10 or 11 until maybe 8 that evening. By the time I got back, I think I ended up walking 20 something thousand steps, which is great. It rained. But yeah, I'm going to share that with you, and then you'll be able to see some of this that I'm talking about. But the first card I had, I ended up finding out that there's some limitations to the card. But then I also found out that the first card I had is more like a touristy card as well. And so it explains a couple of other things, which I'll touch on another day. But there's a blue card, which is more of the touristy card, and it's a preloaded unlimited card. No locals get that card. They just don't get that card. Because it's, I think when it boils, well, let me say this. I shouldn't say locals don't get that card. It's only good, in my opinion, if you're, or not only good, it's really good, in my opinion, if, let's say you have 4 people in your group, more than one person, and you guys are moving about, checking out all the different sites, the different areas, and you're using all the modes of transportation, you get unlimited swipes. So if I've got 6 people in my group, I can swipe one card 6 times. And then we can jump on another, walk around, then you jump on the next mode of transportation, all of that. So the unlimited cards are great for that, but I didn't use mine. I used mine like the last 2 days, so I definitely didn't get the value of them. But they also have a card that you can, and then the other thing about the preload Instacart card, you can't reload it. So once you use it, it's over. So I thought that I could just keep adding, like top it up. Nope, I had to get another card. Hey there. Someone says you live in, Sarah, you live in France. Welcome. I love it. Which part of France? I've only been to 2 places, I think. 2 cities in France. So then once you get like the more local card, the top-up card, the price of the rides is more reasonable, and you could just top it up at any of the top-up platform card machines around town or in the metro stations, or a lot of times they have them by the trams. So here in Istanbul, you've got taxi, supposedly Uber, but today we found out that Uber ain't really Uber. They don't really like Uber, which I was told that a lot of the drivers, they don't really like Uber. They treat Uber like a taxi because they'll still run the meter. So you'll actually see the price, but it may not be the price that you pay if you just pre-arrange a taxi. But there's a whole process with that I strongly encourage paying really good attention to the price it's on their rear view mirror. It'll show the price, and that they all start at like 20 Turkish lira, which is the basically the booking. So they all start at 20. If you get in one and they don't have the meter on, you want to ask them to turn the meter on or get out. Or, and also if the meter is on, make sure it's at 20, no more than, it should be 20 because that's what everybody is using. It definitely shouldn't be more than 25 Turkish lira to start. So little things like that. So Uber uses the same cars as well as other types of cars for Uber requests if they come and pick you up, or they just keep driving by you because nobody wants to support Uber here. Then they have their buses, all types of different buses that go all over. They have their trams, which go from the Europe side north to the Europe side south, which also entails going over the bridge. They also have metros, which go all over north, south, and the Asian side, north, south European side, and the Asian side. And if you guys are wondering why I'm saying north and south or saying European and Asian side, y'all, because let me tell you, I did not realize that there is a river that separates all the way through, I think all the way through, east and west Turkey, and the river splits the continent. Splits the country into two continents. I'm sorry. Let me say that right. What's up? Is it Valinka? You're in Germany. Welcome, welcome, welcome to my channel. You're talking about Turkey. If you've been, let me know. If you want to go, let me know. Just talking about how to get around. But I didn't realize that Turkey has a Budapest kind of thing. I think I talked about this in my other video because that's just really cool to me. So there's an east and west side, and the west side is what side? West side is Europe. The east side is Asia. And so I didn't get to spend a lot of time on the Asian side, so I will be going back to walk the streets. I did go to the video that I'm going to share with you guys is going to show me going over to that side and then going to the newest mosque in Turkey. Newest and, from what I understand, the largest. I think it's bigger than Hagia Sophia, the way they said it. They said it's the newest and the biggest, so I guess that includes Hagia Sophia. So, but I haven't walked the streets, so I'm going to do that. So stay with me because I will go live when I do that, you guys. So you guys can join. I think you guys appreciate when I jump on live while I'm walking the streets. So I have not forgotten about you guys. I just haven't walked the streets in a few days. And so it's really interesting that this one country, this is one of those countries that splits across two continents. So that's why you hear me say Europe side or Asian side, okay? It's not like there's Asian restaurants on that side and none on this side. That's not what it is. Oh, thank you, Valinka. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Okay, so you guys have any questions? Because that's kind of just a little tidbit. Sometimes I just like to jump on, catch up with you guys, let you know that I'm still moving and shaking. I've got content coming for you guys. If you join the behind the scenes travel community, we will soon, I think probably in the summertime, start up our group discussions, travel discussions, where you can ask more intimate questions in terms of your particular situation, how you want to travel. Sometimes it's easier in that type of setting like Zoom, or sometimes we'll do non-video. You don't have to be on video, but we'll have conversations where you guys can ask questions directly and we can actually have a collaborative conversation, because this isn't really collaborative. It's you type something, I try to respond, and so we don't really get to kind of dig in if there's things that you guys are interested in knowing more about, or kind of want some clarity on some of the things that I'm saying. So that's what that community is about. And then, just a group of other travelers, like live travelers who are moving around, or people who are wanting to do something similar and wanting to get started or wanting to know how to go to the next step. So join that community. It's on my mindyourbodyandsoul.com page. You can find that as well. But I also have videos on that platform that are not on YouTube. Everything drops there before it goes to my my YouTube page that we're on right now. So anyway, the moral of the story here is Turkey has robust transportation in 3 cities I've been in. So far, it is fantastic and easy to move around for the most part. Have a little patience. Keep a little cash on you. You can also use euro. I paid the last taxi driver in euro and Turkish lira together. He didn't care. Oh, There's a bird right outside the window. Hey, buddy. Let you guys see. I'm not looking at it. There he goes. If you're going to stay in a place long enough, go ahead and just get the city Metro card, or because I think it's different. Obviously, Antalya is different than Istanbul. So just go ahead and get it. Here it was 70 lira for the card, so that's a little over $2 for the card. But you can reload it. If you know you're going to be in a place for 30 days. Here, you can walk around pretty much everywhere. But to get to and from the other side, let's say you have a late dinner or you want to stay on the south side for live music or something, being able to jump on the tram is really nice. The taxis aren't super expensive, and they're readily available, but to be able to jump on a tram or something is, I think, a benefit. So get the card, have a little bit of cash on you. And we'll talk more about cost and how to move around the city. Is this a cash heavy country or city? We'll talk about Istanbul, we'll say city. Or is it, how are they with accepting credit cards, different type of venues and vendors and things like that. We'll talk on some of those things because I know those are some of the things you guys like to know so that you can prepare for your travel. And then one of the things I will say about places that are cash heavy, everybody doesn't have the ability to get cash sent to them before they take a trip. So for me, for instance, I don't go back and forth to the States before I go to the next country. After I leave here, I go to wherever my next home is going to be for 3 months, 6 months, whatever that may be. Okay, so in the event that you cannot get cash sent to you, like you use your bank to convert your home country money into wherever the currency is for wherever you're going. If you can't do that, sometimes it's good to know whether or not a country is cash heavy, prefers cash, if you're in a country where the conversion is better. So that, for instance, if I'm in Greece, in Greece, it would be better for me to get cash at the ATM in euro, actually, and bring euro here and use euro or convert. But we'll talk about that more in another video about the ATM rates and fees. I kind of alluded to that in a couple of other chats that I've had with you guys. So check back on some of those other videos, you guys. There's lots of information. Hey, Carl from Australia. Hopefully you'll go back and check this video out. I just came on to chat with you guys. Nothing spectacular. The back is, I don't even have a good backdrop today. I'm sorry. But I wanted to chat with you guys because I'm finally getting settled for at least the next nine days. And so I'll be moving and shaking a little bit more for you guys and sharing a little bit more of this particular country with you. Carl, where am I from? My typical answer is everywhere because I now feel like I am a global citizen, but my passport says the US. But right now I'm from everywhere. So right now I'm Turkish. Turkish people have accepted me, so I'm Turkish right now. Until I move to the next place, and then I'll be wherever that is. In Albania, I'm Shatiri, which means Albanian. Yeah, so anyway, let me know if you guys have other things. Well, where do you feel? I feel like I'm from I feel like I'm a global citizen. Honestly, I've been, I'll give you kind of a little kind of recap. I've been traveling for the last 4 years. And I have, in just the last 4 years, I've been to 38 countries overall, but in the last 4 years, I think I've been to, I want to say somewhere around 26 countries in the last 4 years, and easily over 50, 60 cities, probably more than that. And I'm in the process of looking for my new forever home, or at least my new, when I say forever, forever is like a year. 2 years maybe. Like, it's got to be good. But a year home base would be nice in some of the areas that I'm really keen on. And then, move to the next spot. So yeah, that's me. Hi, Lisa. Lisa, I am whatever I choose to be. Can't tell me what I am. Thank you, though. I appreciate you coming on. But yeah, I am a global citizen, so I'm enjoying my time traveling. For the last 8 months, I have been between Albania, Greece, Italy, and Turkey now. And then last year, it was all Asia. Vietnam, Thailand, South Korea, Japan, Singapore, and Malaysia. And then before that, it was Central and South America. And the year before that, and Thailand. And then before that, it was Africa for a year. So I was on the east side of Africa, exploring 3 countries. And then before that, it was America. So, yeah. What did I say, America? I mean, Mexico. Which, play on words, maybe my mind was saying what my mouth said, what my mind was thinking. And then before that, I've, been around to a couple of other places over the last 9 years, 10 years, just traveling. So a few other places, from Iceland all the way to Bali to the east, and the U.S. to the west, technically. It's the furthest over, but I've been, in South America as well. Hey, Jamie. No, I do not. I do not know who that is. You want to jump in the Jahir? You said take you next time. You know what? I'm open to meeting new people along this journey. Honestly, if it's something that you want to do, let me know. Sometimes it's closer, more in reach than we actually think it is. This lifestyle, it's not necessarily, it's you got to have some good, strong skin to survive it long term. But part of that means knowing what it is that you want, and continuing to walk in the direction of achieving whatever that goal is. For some people, it's to do the short-term traveling for a set number of years, and then after that they go back to their home base or create a new home base and settle down. Some people do this for 10, 15, 20 years. So for everybody, it's slightly different. So anyway, you guys, I'm gonna jump off here. I was trying to stay below 30 minutes. I was kind of close, but not really. So I will jump back on sometime this week. Wait, what day is today? Today's, I don't know what today is. Whatever today is, in the next few days, is when the sun comes out. I'll probably jump on and take you guys with me so you can see a little bit more of some of the areas that I haven't been on. And I haven't done any cruises or ferries yet, so I'm going to take you guys along for that ride as well. So anyway, thank you guys for jumping on. Thank you guys for sharing with me. And if you haven't already, click that subscribe button, the like bell, the notification bell, so you know when I go live or post another video. And I'll check you guys out later. You guys know the drill. Toodles and noodles. Peace and hair grease.